Good evening and happy Sunday, United Rogue Overwatch. My name is Zach. I'm joined on the mic this time with Log. Log, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, homie. I'm doing great. I'm ready to watch some quality Ruby gameplay
Same
from my
here.
homie Strider specifically. Shout outs.
Shout out Strider, shout out Halifax. We have tonight's game Baltimore versus Halifax for the opening map bans on map 1. We have Ilios being banned out by Halifax and Baltimore banning out Nepal, so we are starting on Lijiang Tower, as is feels like tradition for Ruby level games. Everyone starts on Lijiang. And Log, any comps, knowing Lijiang, knowing these teams, anything you're interested in seeing tonight?
I'm pretty interested in seeing maybe a little bit of Doomfist. A little bit of Doomfist. The Ruby favorite, really.
The Ruby, the Ruby favorite. Yeah, I just any yeah Doomfist here, there. Anything, any other knowing these teams, knowing both of these lineups. Anything
I'm
else?
I'm a, I'm a big fan of the Minky Malga. Truly. Might grab a few haters along the way, but
That's
you'll be racking up more dubs than haters, I'll tell you that.
As a tank player, we all know it. We all know it. We all somewhat love it or hate it. I mean, unless you're running into hogs all the time
Love
on the
him or hate
ladder.
him, he's got a gun in each hand and a smile on his face.
Yeah, as we say that, going on to Lijiang Gardens as our first sub map, and waiting for both these teams to pick their heroes. I know we mentioned Doomfist, and speaking of the Doomfist, Storm tank on Halifax piloting the Doomfist. No surprises, kind of coming off of that lineup. But on the side of Baltimore, this time ever since Aruno, has moved over to a non-playing GM position, we've had Chisato move over to be their starting tank.
They're just playing with me.
Yeah,
Sato, you can't do that to me.
Can't do that. Doors open.
Gonna flash the ball too.
Gonna flash the ball, but doors opening up. Adbon piloting out on the Pharah. Strider on the Cassidy, but as we say that, Minky manages to take the first blow onto Soup, the Lucio player. Storm in there using block, but unfortunately Lucio going down. Kiriko Mafuda couldn't get over fast enough, and Adbon managed to take out Storm. Yeah, as we're going through, it's just fighting in the tiny room, but Halifax trading up, finding blows. Strider and Minky managing to turn around at point, just unlocking now. Halifax angling in should be the first ones to take on this point.
I just watched Minky fly around the fair there for about 12 seconds, just bothering the crap out of him.
Yeah, and Adbon.
Job.
Yeah, Adbon, this time off the far. We have a boop off the side, but Kisato manages to use the leap to get back up onto high ground, but Storm coming around, punching in, doesn't manage to hit anyone into the enemy team, and Biscuit sends a skill orb to take out Storm. Doomfist down on the side of Halifax. Suzu out, but Minky wins the Tracer 1v1 against Adbon, this stabilization you like to see, but Chokomate turns around, picks off Minky, and Kisato turns around, picks off Colliver, but Strider answering back for the tank, and unfortunate Nezuyumi going for the beat there. Unfortunately, they do Ajax it. Beat does not drop and hit.
You gotta respect the Lucio near the edge, man.
Gotta respect the Lucio.
He didn't even break the fence, he just booped him over it.
Yeah. Adbon and match chat days since it's our first Ajax of tonight's match. Pulse Bomb out.
Ajax?
Yeah, it did Ajax. Nezuyumi did it. Yeah, Nezuyumi did try to go for the beat, but did not hit the ground before dying. Pulse Bomb out onto Chokomate, but managed to use roll to eat the damage. Adbon this time winning the Tracer 1v1 with Mickey, and Soup manages to get the final blow onto Storm, punishing the Doomfist.
Enemy located.
And again, another clean fight, this time on the side of Baltimore, cleaning things up and taking advantage. Now starting to angle up to tying point percentage on this opening control point.
There's not many things I like more than seeing soup on Lucio. It's like seeing a fish in water.
Soup and Adbon, a part of that winning Houston roster last season. That synergy coming back in. And Chocoman ripping the Deadeye, not finding any skulls in there, no joy. But as I say that, Adbon, Soup, and Kisato all turning around, finding final blows on the side of Halifax. Again, 67% and counting on the board. Two fight territory for Baltimore to take this first round.
I'm interested in seeing how the Choco v Strider hit scan game plays out.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, both these hit scans are trading back and forth. Beat drop for Soup, and Miki and Nezuyumi just both opting to go off the map. Storm pops.
I actually think one of those was a boop, but it didn't get credited properly.
That's unfortunate. Storm manages to trade around for Adbon, but Soup gets the boop off the map and 4% counting. Can Elusior get into touch? Yes, they can, but Kisato in the backline juggles Coldbreeder into the wall. And one more, can they get another? Yeah, he can get another. Deadeye and Cassidy now pardoned into the wall, and it's just cleanup on the side of Baltimore as they should be winning this.
Spin to win, Storm.
Spin to win, Storm unfortunately goes down. Coldbreeder comes in, but Biscuit manages to use the coalescence and spray them down, and that is 100 to 40% in favor of Baltimore.
You know, I feel like Halifax was looking pretty good on that first little bit of the map, but you know, just the ults got a little out of hand. Some of the boops kills were getting a little crazy in there. It is Lijiang Tower. It's a very boopable map.
It's a very boopable map. And then as we start moving into Control Center, the indoor map of Lijiang, we have change-ups coming on both sides. It's Chisato over to the Malga and Storm over to the Roadhog of all picks. Oh, just kidding. I'm getting trolled because it's I'm getting trolled.
Chisato's a troll, man.
Chisato's a troll, but they're going on to the Reinhardt. Baltimore running this Rhine brawl comp, and Halifax this time opting to use the Roadhog, trying to find an opening hook, see if they can get anything done. Both teams opening up a Chocoman may just turn around, rip Minky's head clean off. Oh, nice opening pick, and Baltimore pressing the gas, pushing forward. Strider falls, and Chisato manages to find a fire strike onto Coldbreeder. You know, if you're Baltimore, sure, point just unlocked, send one person back, but that's an open fight. Yeah.
Chisato's gonna stick around for some fire strikes, but
yeah,
I think they're just gonna like to take point.
Yeah, should be taking point now. And change up on the side of Halifax. Storm over to the Malga, Minky over to the Venture, trying to match up more brawl, more brawl potential.
You got Storm on the Malga. Hell yeah.
Malga comes in, rushing in, pops the E, and Minky managed to sync up, and they managed to take out Adbon and Soup at the same time. This is a nice 3-2-1 engage on the side of Halifax, and Storm crit slam Chisato right into the wall, and that's a fight win on the side of Halifax. You love to see it. Baltimore managing to get 30% on the control point before it flips.
Who's this majestic Samoan man on my screen? I'm gonna keep spreading my Malga propaganda.
Listen, until you are sitting there having to play Malga mirrors, don't talk to me. Big slam out on the side of Chisato, but
beat.
Yeah, but countered out with a beat and a tectonic shock on the side of Halifax. Biscuit using the coalescence, trying to get anything done, but unable to find any final blows. And Strider in
Storm's
all of this
that rapid cage.
Yeah, all the gold spams. Strider managed to find a final blow onto the Reinhardt. And yeah, it's just another one of those you win the first fight, you get the point. Stuff the choke. Don't let them in for free. Storm slams in and locks the cage down. Four in the cage, but Chocoman as the Deadeye inside the cage forces them to all in and just crazy cleanups on the side.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
You're locked in here with me, and Adbon taking the opportunity to rip the tectonic shock and punish all of Halifax for getting into that cage. Nice.
The lovely, well-played spray from Chocoman.
Yeah. Nice fight. Nice fight win on the side of. Nice fight win on the side of Baltimore to turn it around. And as we're going into this next fight, Strider does hold on to that. Does hold on to that Deadeye. We've seen him in multiple matches previously manage to get into an off angle and find some picks with the Deadeye. As he rips it, what can he get done? He manages to pick off Biscuit. That's a nice pick. Sure, he turned around for Storm, but unfortunately, Baltimore turning around and winning out quickly thanks to Adbon and Chistado.
I'd love to see some counter slammage into these pins. That could be the difference for the Mauga.
It could be the difference for the Malga, but Storm saying no more Malga, going over to the Ramatra,
Understandable.
Yeah, trying to find something to make it happen. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but at this point you just need something. Big slam in on the side of Baltimore, manages to pick off Minky, and that is the tectonic shock off the table. Adbon rips the tectonic shock, gets a final blow on Colbert. Gisato managed to take out Storm, and it's just one player left on the side to get OT tricky.
Baltimore didn't even need all their ults for that last fight either. They said we'll hold on to 2 celebratory ults.
Yeah, why not? And Baltimore takes Lijiang Tower 2-0.
You gotta save an ult for the fireworks,
Exactly. Yeah. And we're watching Adbon, just get work done on this venture.
Oh yeah. I've been seeing a lot of good venture gameplay in Ruby this season.
Yeah. I mean, we see it a lot on Philly. We see it a lot on the side of Philly with Foliage, but other Ruby teams picking up the venture and really showing what the newest hero can do.
We all know Adbon is a fan of venture. Throwback.
Throwback to last season. So we've seen this before. We've seen this before,
right, Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm. All right. Well, Halifax is down 1-0. Lijiang doesn't go your way. What's the game plan? Oh.
Circuit, apparently.
Circuit is the game plan. Why?
Biscuit does like waffles. I want everybody to know that.
It's a crazy map. So Halifax opting to go to Circuit Royale.
Storm's being accused of waffle hatred here.
Maybe we are spreading spreading this information in chat. Either way, if you're Baltimore, so we're going to Circuit Royale. Do you want to attack first or defend first?
Honestly, you probably want to go for the attack first, just so you know where you need to hold.
Okay. Well, we're waiting for both teams to confirm that they're ready. We do have in chat that Baltimore is ready to head into this map, waiting on Halifax now. I guess if you are Halifax, what can you take away from that Lijiang Tower that really worked for you, that you maybe wanted, that you want to take into Circuit? Or are you just saying, screw this, we're going to try something completely different? Because we've seen before, Minky and Storm swap places. Minky has moved into tank and Storm's moved over to DPS.
I think maybe they try and get their backline to stand off a little bit from the barrage that is Adbon and Choco, man. They try and get a little bit of space, try and play a little bit of poke, Just anything you can do to keep those guys off you. If you can find a way to hold them at a distance, it's a true W.
Yeah, as we are getting ready to start into the map, this should be an interesting one to see. Snipers on map, typically a sniper map historically, but
I think it may also play into Nezuyumi's favor in the support matchup here on Circuit. Nezuyumi being more of a true flex than a main, I think. I might be wrong, but I know Soup's a big Lucio guy, so you
Soup's
might
a
want to
big
take it to a map where you can take the Zendel or whatever.
Why not? Just anything to... Circuit Royale is so unique in the fact that it's just such a
We're gonna
different...
stay. They're
Yeah.
gonna keep getting on top of these guys. That's looks like their game plan, unless they're joking me from. But they are
Well,
the defenders, so
They are the defenders, and the defending lookout of Baltimore tells me we don't want to opt for the Sigma. We don't want floaty grandpa. We don't want to do snipers necessarily. We
they're
are
here
going
to do one thing. They're here to get on top of you and cause some damage.
Cause some damage, cause some chaos. We're just gonna WM1 as we're setting up, not letting anyone, see what the game plan is. Spawn doors opening up. Storm onto the Sigma, Minky onto the Widowmaker. What can Minky get done with this sniper on the side of Halifax? Storm, everyone poking probably through, but Storm manages to find the first blow on the choke. Final blow on the choke. I mean, that's one DPS.
It's a big pick from Storm.
Yeah, nice pick out of the Sigma. Rock out in the tiny room. Colabreer dropping the lamp. They're one, but juggling in between it. Someone please help Colabreer. Unfortunately, does not come fast enough. But right now, advantage is on the side of Halifax as they're going through. And now Chisato, saying no more Junker Queen. Time to mirror the Sigma. We have a floating.
All right. We'll play the map.
We'll play Circuit the way
They
it was
just wanted to play
intended
first
be played.
point.
Yeah, maybe get a forward hold, but this is a good swap coming out on the side of on the side of Baltimore. Adbon moving over to the Widowmaker, providing a counter sniper to Minky. As I say that though, Kisato manages to punch Minky to death. So
They're gonna be able to
4v5.
stabilize here though on this neutral space on the right.
Yeah, and what's
You
a better
can't really
way?
Fight for that space without overcommitting as a defender.
Yeah, and what's a better way to stabilize than seeing Adbon rip the head off of a squishy? Love to see it for these Widowmakers. Halifax angling up, Minky going for a jump shot, unable to find the head, unfortunately. But Rock out, and Halifax holding on to this high ground force, giving their Widow, giving their Sigma position to play off of and start these very sight lines.
Big block on that accretion.
Yeah, Rock's out, but Nezuyumi popping the Transcendent. Biscuit, in turn, answering with the Coalescence. Can they get anything done? Huge dynamite coming out from Chocomain, and Adbon turns around and picks off Minky. That's a sniper battle coming into full effect, and Adbon, why not celebrate by ripping the sights? Wall hacks up for your entire team. Nezuyumi falls real low. Can anyone care for them? And unfortunately, Shisato managed to find the final blow on the Storm. That's the tank down on the side of Halifax. And Strider just in the back line.
I think he was just trying to get some staggers on the defense, with the spawn locations.
Yeah, it's an
But he's just
unfortunate.
unable.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate stagger for Strider, though. That's a lot of time off the clock. We are 1 minute and 20 seconds left, and we just made it around the second corner. Or if you're Halifax, you want to try and see if you can push a little bit more, ideally getting more points, but, could be wrong. Big lift coming.
Double lift.
Yeah, double lift. Forces the lamp out of Colabreer. And Storm holding, using lift of his own. This time, Rock goes slightly wide, but Bob in the back manages to pick off Minky and Nezuyumi. Strider turning around finally takes out the Bob, but before the Bob...
Robert putting in some work.
Yeah, Robert did something indeed. Shokume managed to turn around and pick off Storm, but Strider finds the final blow onto Biscuit. Adbon and Chisato turning around, finding some final blows, but Minky picks off the tank, but in turn,
Doom for the touch? Now, Sigma is staggered. They could perhaps do something with this Doom.
Yeah, the Doom just in for a final touch. You gotta try something, to get in there. 15 seconds and counting.
He's only got about 8 seconds left till the Sig gets back.
For the Sig gets back, but Storm was able to turn around and find the Widowmaker. That's an opening pick that you like to see if you're on the side of Halifax. As we enter overtime, Cart pushing Cart pushing around the second corner, trying to round for the third. Or what can we...
Every meter matters.
Every meter does matter. It's rounding the third right now. Biscuit popping the coalescence, trying to spray and pray everyone down on the side of
If he gets
Halifax.
an empower punch, he could clear this point off.
Yeah, but he gets rocked out of it, and Strider manages to turn around with the and pick off Biscuit. That's the main source of healing on the side of Baltimore. Down, Soup drops the beat in order to help stabilize things out, and Chisato, with help of the Infert Sights, manages to turn around and find two. Soup turns around, picks off the Mercy, and it's just the 2-1 point, but that is it. Log.
Critically, they got a few extra meters there.
Yeah, if you're on the side of Halifax, you made it around that third corner, and you have more, you have more of a defense to play through. If, the map, the win condition is set, you have to make it, you essentially have to, make it the first point. But if you're Halifax, like, let's look at the eye test alone. Sure, Minky was getting some work done on the Widowmaker, but guess who would... But if you asked me, if you just looked at both Widowmakers and told me who was winning the Widow duel more convincingly, I'd say it was probably Adbon.
I'm gonna have to trust you on that one because I was paying attention to the tank duel there.
Yeah, the fact that we had to swap, the fact that Storm had to get, got off of Sigma, and the one time that we really saw that opening pick go into overtime was Storm going over to the Doomfist and basically diving on top of Adbon. That's...
There's no way Chisato sticks this ball. I'd love to see it, but it's not gonna happen.
They could
get some major progress with that guy.
They could surprise me. Genuinely speaking, though, on the side of Halifax, this time it's Strider moving over to the Widowmaker, Minky over to the Ash for this defense.
We're sticking the ball.
Yeah, we're sticking the ball. Strider going up for a jump shot on the grapple, doesn't manage to find any heads, but as they fall down, Biscuit with the skill or manages to find the final blow on the Widowmaker.
Storm goes down.
Storm goes down, Adbon over to the Sombra now, and this is just, if you're... Yeah, Strider says no more Widowmaker over to the Cassidy. You have a ball, you have a Sombra, that's a perfect excuse to get off of that Widowmaker. But that's the opening fight, that's the opening 30 seconds. And Log, we have made it past the first corner. We're about to start rounding the second corner now. And if you look over, the golden box of victory is right there. That being
3 minutes too.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Sure, Soup manages to trade off Colibri, but Nezumi able to res them back, and the ball falls on the side of Baltimore.
Halifax is able to stabilize because of that. Let's see what they can do with that space that they've just gained.
Yeah, Isato off of the ball this time moving over to the Junker Queen, and Strider managing to pick off Chocomain. That's a huge stagger on the side of Halifax. You love to see it. This is exactly what they need. Their DPS to start waking up, finding these opening picks, finding these final blows.
The Sombra in her native habitat. Adbon's just waiting for an opportunity.
Waiting, lurking, but Colibri manages to pick off Biscuit. They were so low. Sure, Storm falls, but guess what?
This gets a res on Storm.
Yeah, Nezumi right there, able to bring the tank right back into the fight, and this is another hold for
this Mercy might actually be like Halifax. A high IQ pick for Halifax here.
Yeah, when you have just 1 point to
but if Adbon is able to execute this Mercy,
yeah, you got it.
He's waiting.
Yeah, he's waiting. Manages to hack and virus the Mercy, but lamp out from the side of Colibri and help save the Mercy. And Nezumi, as soon as the hack lockout wears off, pops the Valkyrie, uses the movement to get around. And Bob's on the field, and Nezumi turns around, sends the Glock into Chocomain's skull.
And it's not a good day to be Robert. You're getting hacked. You're getting shielded.
Yeah, you're getting hack shielded, but Nezumi, through all of that, turns around, reses the back
EMP
piece.
on the window.
Yeah, shut down the window. Storm goes for the lift, doesn't manage to find anyone. That's a little unfortunate, but Soup in the backline picks off two, and Chocomain turns around, picks off the Mercy. There we go. All right, there's the opening you need for Baltimore. Biscuit celebratory coalescence. Why not try to try to zone out anyone else from touching. Storm over to the Doomfist. Can he get a touch? Does not look like it in time, and that'll be Baltimore going up 2-0 in the series. Chisato with the ball W. You know what, Log? I got my Reinhardt, you got your Wrecking Ball. All is perfect in the world. And as we see, Soup just in the back line gets one with the punch, turns around, takes out Colibrir. Nice play from the Lucio.
He is certainly in there.
He's certainly in there, certainly in that back line. You love, aggressive main supports. Name a better combination. At Halifax, now down 2-0 in the series. You don't have control on the board. You don't have escort on the board. You've hybrid, push, or flashpoint. Series life in your hands, backs against the wall. Where are you going?
I might be a little wacky, but I'd call for the King's Row, and I'd desecrate that place with a Mauga. That's just me.
That's we've seen it happen, but we've seen Storm go to the Mauga pick, and sure, he's been able to find, he's been able to win fights here or there, but it feels like Baltimore has been able to weather the storm of the Mauga,
Yeah. I mean, you just have to utilize that stomp and really. Sorry, I'm speechless here.
Well, you got your wish, Log.
We are going to Kings.
We are going to Kings.
Yeah, I mean, if you can counter that aggression with a well-placed slam, and you can stun several people with that thing, and it can really shut down a good rush if it's properly timed. It's just very difficult. A lot of people don't like to talk about the skill involved with playing Mauga, but it's mostly in one button, and that button is shift.
Hey, we can sit here and talk about the skill of Mauga and how much skill it takes to hold M1 and M2 and fire in a vague general direction, but there is some legitimate skill involved. And speaking of going to Kings Row, we do have a sub on the side of Baltimore. Biscuit is out. Salty Jinx is in.
Okay.
So, just more interesting things. I mean, if you're Halifax, sure, we could try there's the Mauga, but it feels like on the side of Baltimore, as I say that sides are being flipped.
I think we might be looking at some Salty Jinx res gameplay on the Mercy. Maybe. I might be wrong.
Maybe.
But I think they're gonna mirror that oh, we're not done yet. I'd like to res my tank. Get back in there, champ.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, looking at Nezumi with that Mercy pick, it was really smart. You would trade one for one, and then all of a sudden, guess what? I have the undo button sitting right here. Res them back. Now it's it's now a 4v5 instead of a 4v4. And guess what? The Mercy's still alive. It really wasn't until we saw Adbon finally hack the Mercy and punish the Mercy that Baltimore were able to break through that chokehold. And
that
really,
lifeline of res is pretty big. If you are running a Mercy, you've got the blue beam and you've got the res. Those are the things you're playing it for.
Yeah. That being said, though, as we are moving into the map, third and possible final map in this series, life on the line for Halifax. This is a must-win. Halifax on the defense first. Baltimore opting to attack first. And Log, if you're Halifax, you pick to go to Kings Row. This is a must-win map. What is going through your head? What is the game plan as you see it?
No thoughts, all vibes. Hold first point.
Ready for battle.
Oh, no thoughts, no vibes. Hold first. We have, well, we have certainly an interesting lineup coming out on the side of Halifax. Storm onto the Reinhardt, Minky onto the Bastion, and in the spawn room for Baltimore, Chisato over to DPS, Adbon over to tank. This will be a fun matchup. And Chisato hovering over that Widowmaker, looking for an opening pick, looking for one scouting shot that could change the course of this attack.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Doors open, and Adbon going away from the map over the Roadhog. Chisato over the top, looking, scouting, forcing positioning on the side of Halifax, back and around the Alderworth Hotel. And as we say that, it's just one Widow. Barrier falls, but Adbon manages to land a hook onto Minky and punishes them. That's an opening pick on the side of Baltimore that that you hate or love to see, depending on who you're rooting for. But Baltimore moving over onto the point. Minky off of the Bastion onto the Widowmaker, choosing to counter snipe Chisato, but huge Bionade on the side.
I mean, usually people like to cook their pork, but in this case, the pork is cooking you.
Yeah. Huge Bionade from Nezayumi, but unfortunately gets cleansed away from Salty Jinx, and the rest of Baltimore is just,
You
just
do be cranking on that Roadhog.
Chisato, world's best 140 ping Widow. You love to see it. Adbon managing to pick off Colabreer, and Chisato turning around, finding the final blow.
I think Adbon got a well-deserved nap there after the work he put in on point one.
You gotta be well rested. You gotta be hydrated, moisturized in your own lane. And then Adbon and Soup just holding WM1, going all the way into the Foundry with Chisato, really holding
love to
forward.
See it.
Yeah, sure. Leave 2 back on cart, and Soup. Okay, time's up. The gig's up. Time to fall back. But as I say that though, Storm does see them hiding out in the tunnels. He definitely should be calling it over to his team. Adbon just there, poking, prodding, trying to, be a threat, get a hook, but Chisato manages to turn around, pick off Minky. That's a nice opening pick on the side of the 140 ping Widowmaker. Bionade out to help keep Storm alive, but Adbon ripping the whole hog.
He's cranking.
Yeah. Cranking the whole hog, zoning everyone on the side of Halifax away. Storm going in for a pin. Nano out onto the Reinhardt. Can they get anything done? Chocomain sends in Bob into the Foundry.
Harassing the back line.
Yeah, nice placement from Bob. It's forcing Nezayumi to basically not peek the angle, and they can't give support over to their team. And unfortunately, that means.
Oh no!
Adbon.
I mean, if you're not gonna hook somebody into the abyss, there's no reason to play Roadhog.
You might as
Getting
well.
that value.
Yeah, we got over 5 minutes.
That's another
one. Oh, that's.
Adbon is feeling himself right now.
Yeah, and poor Storm, another one. Adbon, stop!
You can't do that.
You can't do that. Storm, big slam down for 2, managing to turn around with the help of Mickey to clean up both of the targets on the floor. And that's finally, hopefully, a stabilization.
Somebody kill this pig.
On the side of Halifax, but Adbon still just being a menace in the tiny room. Another whole hog.
He's cranking it again.
Another whole hog. Storm says no more Reinhardt. Time to pull out the Nalka. Time to pull out the large Samoan man.
Try and hook me. I'm too angry and Samoan.
Yeah. Thankfully, Malga's overrun does have CC invulnerability, so can't get hooked out of it. That doesn't mean that Adbon isn't there looking for more hooks. Soup dropping the beat, does not manage to hit Adbon with it, unfortunately. And Adbon first to fall. Well, after trading for Minky, but that 4v4 fight. Fox, Salty Jinx's Fox out, doesn't manage to help anything. And Adbon says, okay, Fine, you want to play the Malka? Let's mirror the Malka.
Now this is peak Overwatch. You may not
Hey.
like it, but this is what peak Overwatch looks like right here.
Log, log. I will call peak Overwatch 2017 dive. Nano blade out on the side of Mickey. What can he get done with? He manages to find Soup. Turns around looking for another target, but Nesayumi falls in the meantime, and that's just one for one trade. But Strider on the bash turns around, finds Choco, wheels down, shooting into this Malga, and manages to turn around and help break down this Malga, but not before Chisato can turn around and take Storm out as well. And log, we had over 5 minutes on the play clock going into the Foundry. Baltimore have managed to hold for 2 minutes. We're now, Halifax have held for 2 minutes. We are now 3 minutes and counting on the clock.
And they found a way to make the porkening stop.
And it's just Malga. Tanks around the world are crying, myself included. Adbon manages to turn around, find Colabreer, break down, but Storm turns around, picks off Chisato, maybe a little bit hubris on the side of Baltimore.
Robert engaged.
Bob engaged into the tiny room, but Strider with the wheels down manages to turn around, burn down Bob, burn down Adbon. And that's another stabilization for Halifax. Yeah. Storm in chat. I got Bob's Dumpu and then Dumpy. Throughout all of this, you gotta appreciate the banter going on. Chisato ripping the Deadeye, manages to pick off 2, and Adbon dropping the cage. Each for Chocomane to turn around, find 2 more. That's there we go. Another stabilization fight. This time, stabilization for the side of Baltimore. One off of the back of Chisato's Deadeye.
Delayed touch.
Delayed touch.
It was gonna be hard. It was gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's can't do much when the War Chest of Qs is favoring one team and they manage to just start pressing Q all at the same time.
That had to be a millisecond different for sure. Like
yeah. It is what it is, log, but one Cassidy just managed to pick off 2 with the Deadeye, and the rest from there is history as we push all the way into the Foundry. Baltimore ending that map, getting all 3 points with 1:47 left on the play clock. So, win con set for Halifax. Complete the map with time in the clock. Doesn't matter how, doesn't matter where.
Malga's not the hero that we wanted, but he's the hero that we deserve.
Speaking of Malga, it's called not Malga, but we do have. Log, Dallas last season was the ball team when we had you play ball for us. This season, Adbon saying Baltimore is the ball team.
I distinctly remember flaming Arnos mid-map in his DMs, asking him to play ball or he's a fraud. And Adbon wanted to know why Arnos was playing ball, and he said, because Log told me to. And I think Adbon's response was, who is Log?
You know what? We're gonna play ball either way. Doors open.
I like the ball though.
Yeah, doors opening. Big slam down, and Chisato manages to turn around, pick off Colabreer. The brig is down immediately on the side of Halifax. You unfortunately hate to see it. Soup in the back line, turns around, picks off Minky. And the ball just rolling through, causing chaos. Storm on the Queen, trying to get something done. Strider over to the Widow, trying to find a snipe, trying to find an opening pick, but decides to abandon it, go back to the tried and true Cassidy for the ball. Big slam down, forces the shout out of the Junker Queen. And Soup's first to fall on the side of Baltimore, but Salty Jinx is there on the Mercy, can choose to bring them back if they want to, but opting to play their life, not do that. Smart on the Mercy. But as I say that, we have a Genji in the backline. Chisato turns around, picks off the Genji as they were harassing the Mercy, and Mercy just out playing their life still. As I say that, Chisato and Adbon turning around, finding through all the chaos.
Maybe looking to throw some CC on that big wrecking wheel.
throw some CC, yeah, throw some CC on the ball, but more importantly, a well-timed Bionade on the side of Nezumi can shut down a push, can shut down a play from the side of Baltimore that have no cleanses.
I love to see what Adbon's doing right now. It's the chandelier strat. This is the highest level of ball mechanics.
Why not? Just get out there, start scouting. And shout out from Storm, and as they push through, slam down, tectonic shock out from Chisato, manages to fall in the middle of it, but minefield down, and everyone else on the side of Baltimore cleaning up, and Salty Jinx going for the res. Why not? Why not add some more salt into the wound?
Are they gonna find Strider?
Are they gonna find Strider? Where's the Cassidy hiding? I didn't hear
The invisible man, if you will.
Yeah, I didn't hear a bell go off for a team kill, so that means someone's still there on the point. That being said, doesn't look like they're going to, but Chisato is just lying and waiting.
Strider's making a move.
And Strider on the high ground manages to find two.
Peek, my king.
Yes, nice pick from the Cassidy player, but Robert sent down onto the point, cleaning everyone else up with some Chocomain Dynamite as well. What genuinely could have been the opening pick for Halifax to make it through. Unfortunately, one Bob sent into the point. Shuts it all down. Adbon again from the top ropes, this time slept.
Robert's definitely one of those no funny business type of guys.
Yeah, big rampage out from Storm. Manages to, draw the beat out of Soup, but everyone else on the side of Halifax are cleaning up. And there we go. Took 3.5 minutes long, but we finally have point progress on A, and this should be the cart unlocked on the side of Halifax.
I mean, attacking second means they know where they need to go.
They know where they need to
They
go,
have their
but
destination.
yeah, but they have to finish with time on the clock and 3 minutes to push all the way through B and then push all the way to the end of C. That's a lot to ask for this. That's a lot to ask for a team. Storm.
Never say never.
Never say never. I could be proven wrong, and could be proven wrong, but have to see it come out in the play clock. That being said, Chocoman manages to turn around and pick off Minky on the Tracer, and Storm over to the Roadhog, trying to force some amount of CC onto the ball and venture. That being said, as I say that though, everyone on the side of Baltimore coming through the choke and holding in front of the choke, and Adbon turning around finding two.
Well, let's see if the porkening part 2 can commence.
It doesn't look like it. At this point, Adbon is a giant wrecking wheel in their backline, turning around and causing havoc.
We got a big stagger.
Got a big stagger, and if you are Halifax, that's what you need. That one stagger alone forcing the positioning back through the choke, and finally giving them some breathing.
They'd love to see a stagger on that Mercy.
You would love to see a stagger on the Mercy, but Salty Jinx playing very smart with their positioning, not letting them get into a position where they're,
no more
where their lives at
nonsense
risk. Yeah,
from Robert here.
Yeah, Robert into the choke. Big slam down from Adbon, and knocks Storm up for Chocomain to turn around, find the final blow. Chisato in, burrows in, coming around, causing chaos, and tectonic shock out from Chisato. Oh, but super low, but not before Baltimore can turn around and pick off 3.
No, if you can't pick off this Mercy, they're just gonna come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, brilliant play out of Salty Jinx to really showing off their Mercy mechanics and their smart,
very high IQ gameplay from Salty Jinx.
Yeah, smart positioning, not just doing your job, not going for risky reses, not going for risky plays. Adbon from the chandeliers, choke, mines down into the choke all around the cart, and Colabreer, unfortunately, the first fall. Strider finally manages to turn around and punish the Mercy.
A clever play from Minky there to wait out the res.
Yeah. Get the play off, and finally, 2 minutes later, Halifax has managed to break through the toughest choke in King's Row as they're rounding through the streets phase. This is good in through the streets phase. If they finish out B, it's gonna be in overtime. So
Never say never, Zach.
I never say never, but this is, at this point, it is on Halifax in order to finish through. And Adbon's coming in from the top ropes. Soup dropping a beat for 5.
Noon.
Right with the flank. New
The
manages
Mercy's
to pick
down.
off the Mercy. That's the pick you need from the Cassidy player. Colbridge turns around,
Mercy's down.
finds Chisato, and it's a whole hog on point. There we go.
They're doing it.
They are.
They are in fact gaming.
They are gaming. Huge play from Strider to go on the flank, and
It's okay. It's okay. Abon said they can have that point.
Adbon said they can have it. Okay. Baltimore learning the power of sharing. Baltimore learning the power of sharing. Adbon says, "Okay, no more wrecking ball. Time to go over to Diva." But everyone else on Baltimore, resting on the high ground. Another brief nap. Thanks to Nezuyumi, but Gar going through Storm over the edge. Can he do what Adbon was doing and try and find someone? Doesn't look like it so far, but then again, no one from Baltimore is presenting themselves for Storm to hook off. Hook in, but
These bobs are just coming out one after another.
Yeah, Chocomon just consistently getting value. And again,
40
another
seconds. Never say never.
never say never, but they do need to finish with time on the clock.
Abon's got that aggressive positioning here.
Yeah, Abon's up over the top to scout. Who can definitely see that Storm starting the counter swap mind games. But I don't think, my son, you can do a counter swap mind game against one of the top tank players in Ruby. Tectonic shock out from Chisato. Oh, manages to pick off 2.
That combo of DM and Tectonic shock.
Yep.
Big combo.
Big combo, and Salty Jinx.
We've seen it from Philly a lot.
Yeah, Salty Jinx with the Mercy Valkyrie. Nezuyumi does manage to put the Mercy to sleep, but unfortunately no one is in time to touch the cart, and that'll be Baltimore taking the series 3-0 versus Halifax.
Play of the game.
And a Hampter play of the game.
Hampter play of the game. Adbon just constantly in their back line.
Somebody buy this man the Genji Mythic already.
In there around, constantly just being annoying. It felt like, if you were Halifax, you had to look, you're looking every which way. Where is the ball? Where's the ball? Where is he dropping from now? Everywhere.
Not only that, but when you take out the ball and then in comes Salty Jinx with the res,
Yeah.
part 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Heartbreaking loss for Halifax. It really does hurt. It really does hurt to see that these players.
Props to the Halifax team though for adapting and pushing through that King's Row.
Yeah,
overtime.
They definitely a lot of crucial picks, especially coming off of Strider's Cassidy, just finding those openings, finding those one-offs with the Deadeyes, and just trying their hardest, but unfortunately it is not enough in the end. Well, Log, it's been a pleasure casting alongside you again.
I'm certainly satisfied. These players gave us all the things that I wanted to see.
I had
content watch.
I had a match where we saw Reinhardt, we saw Wrecking Ball, we saw Sigma, Roadhogs doing crazy Roadhog things, and sure, some Malga as well.
I got to see a lot of environmental kills too. You got Lee Jang, you got the King's Row.
I'm certainly satisfied.
Good day Overwatch.
Yeah, good day at Overwatch indeed. Well, Log, it's been a pleasure casting alongside you for this match. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign out?
These Ruby teams are sleeping on Malga. I want to see more Malga. That's all. Good night.
Log wants to see Malga. Ruby, you have your homework. Produce more Malga for this man. That's been it for me. just for Log. That's been it from us. My name's been Zach. And it's been a pleasure. Take it easy and have a good night.